quarterbacks through it. How tough is it to prepare them for that when they're seeing all kinds of different stuff?
No, he definitely presents some challenges, no question. I mean, he'll do anything at any time. That's what some of the best do. And and he's, like I said, he's done a good job of fitting it wherever his personnel's been. He's done a good job of fitting it to the personnel, which I think on any side of the ball is important. So I've got a lot of respect for him.
You mentioned parity within the league and why it's so difficult. But is the round robin, is it the schemes? Why is this league so difficult to win?
Well, I think, now, playing everybody now and then adding the championship game has even taken it up a level. And then I just think you got a lot of programs that are on the rise. I think there's, it's hard to look at many of these programs and say they're not on an upward trajectory right now. And so, the quality offensive ball, you're going to be challenged each and every week. It's just, the league's just good. It's winning some key out-of-conference games, winning some key bowl games. It's just a good time for the Big 12 right now.
In 2015, after when you were at Oklahoma for your first year, you said this is incredibly hard to do, and Bob has won 9.
Yeah.
Have you realized since then, has it gotten more difficult? Has that kind of settled in?
No, they're all hard in their own right. Every one of them's hard. Every one of them has different challenges. It's to be consistently good, when you're the one everybody's taking shots at, it's hard to do. And I respect everyone because I know how hard they all are.
And have you been able to pinpoint why you guys have had so much success, especially since you've gotten here?
We've been good enough. We've won a lot. We've won the close games. We've had, we've been able offensively to do both, the majority of the years as far as running and throwing the football. We've played some extremely good defensive games. When we haven't, we've been able to kind of complement each other as a team. And the thing we've done the best, we've won on the road.
You just got to win 8 or 9 more, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I talked to Skip Johnson about Kyler and playing baseball and juggling the football and everything. He said one of the things he thinks that he can transfer to football is that, the next at bat mentality.
Yep.
Like if you strike out or you throw in. Do you think that is going to help him, regardless of whether or not he's the guy?
Sure.
Just the mental toughness that you need in baseball transferring to football.
Absolutely. I think Skip and I have talked about that, and he had a great point. I didn't even think about it that way. I'm not a baseball guy, but that, in baseball as a hitter, even if you're the best hitter in the game, you fail more than you succeed.
Yep.
Whereas a quarterback or anybody else in football, if he
throws
throws 33%, somebody else is going to be playing. It is interesting, and he talked about that of learning kind of not learning how to fail, but learning how to fight back from failure a little bit. And so it was, I think it has been good for him. And I think just learning to compete on a high level, and having to balance both and all he's had to do. There's been a lot of challenges he's had to overcome.
Lincoln, is Kyler good at blocking out that noise and that kind of hype that has surrounded his name ever since he came out of high school? Or is that something you talked about?
Well, we still work on it, but he's pretty experienced with it. He's had a lot of hype for the majority of his life. And so I think these last few years have been good for him, being out of the spotlight a little bit. Watching Baker and some of our other guys have to deal with it, how they dealt with it, the things they did well, the things they didn't do well. I think we talked a lot about, he needs to learn and soak up, and the same talks we've had with Austin. They need to soak up that as much as they do how the guy plays on the field. And so, I think he's prepared to handle it. I do. He's a pretty level-headed kid. He's a pretty simple guy. He don't have a ton of interest. He kind of just, he loves sports. He loves to play. He loves to compete. I don't think much rattles his cage.
Coach, the thing that Baker Mayfield said transformed his game was you helping him in the film room, dissect film, and transform it on the field. Do you think you'll be able to have that same effect when it comes to Kyler and maybe even AK?
I hope so. Baker did a lot of it. It's, as a coach, you just try to put them in position to do it and get them mentally ready to handle it. And, they've got to take the coaching. You can go coach your tail off, but if they're not ready to take it or not able to, understand what you're saying, it's not going to matter. So, but I've had, a couple years now with AK and Kyler both. I'm comfortable working with those guys. I think they're comfortable working with me, and I think we'll have them ready to roll.
Did Bob teach you a lot about kind of how to be a head coach and kind of how that difference, that big difference between being an OC and being a head coach, or is it kind of a little bit of learning on the fly?
No, he definitely taught me a lot, no question. It taught me a lot as we worked together, and then was a great resource for me when questions popped up, as many did, through last year, and I'm sure many will continue to do so. So, no, it's there's some of it you got to learn on your own, some of it that people can't explain to you, but I've leaned on him quite a bit.